Hey, what's up guys? Corey Zender here, and in today's video, I'm going to explain what is fear and how you can overcome it. So fear is very simple. I know you've probably seen a lot of people cover this topic, and that's for good reason. It's simple, but it's one of the hardest things for us to face because it's programmed into our neurology from centuries of conditioning from our ancestors using fear as a survival mechanism. But if you really break it down, and choose a better color, fear equals arousal. Now, I'm not talking about sexual arousal because that's not a good connection. What I'm talking about here is psychological arousal. And all that really is imagine if you're like speaking into a microphone and you see the audio receiver picking it up. That sound bar that keeps going up and down based on the level of tonality you have. That's kind of how arousal works too. So in the case of psychological arousal, you have a stimulus that's coming in. And that could be something from your external environment. That could be a lion jumping out at you. Naturally, you're gonna have some psychological arousal. So that would be like the equivalent of you screaming into the microphone. You'd have a massive bar of psychological arousal. And that arousal invokes emotion. So when emotion happens, that's when it gets really, really powerful for your neurology. Emotion actually makes your body remember things more because the part of your brain that's associated with emotion is very close to the part of your brain that is associated with memories, things that go deep into your subconscious mind. So that's part of the reason why that's programmed into our neurology, is because for centuries we've had to be on the edge. If you're living in the wilderness and there's vicious predators that can kill you, you're gonna have a very strong sense of awareness, and your psychological arousal could very well save your life. However, the problem with that is that we live in a modern society now. We really don't have the danger of animals jumping out at us and killing us like our ancestors did. And so it's kind of displaced survival mechanisms. There's a good reason it's there. It could very well save your life. So I don't want you to hate fear. Fear is something that you could not live without. Without fear, you would probably die. Your body needs this, your life needs this. However, you need to understand what's real fear and what's something that's disproportionate body response mechanisms. So for example, you're a shy person and you're going to a social event, let's say like a singles event where you can meet people, of the opposite sex and possibly, hopefully hit it off. You're gonna have a sense of psychological arousal likely from past experiences. Maybe you tried once, and it's funny how just one simple thing can just trump everything we try to attempt. But going back to the example, you do it once, and all of a sudden, your psychological arousal shoots up. That causes fear, that causes unpleasant emotional responses. Your body says that situation, and your brain does this, equals pain. So you now associate that with pain, and it's strong in your neurology because you had high psychological arousal as that happened. It registers much more powerfully in your brain as a legitimate threat. Therefore, when you come across a similar situation, your body exhibits the same emotional response because it's deeply programmed that that situation equals pain. And you experience fear because your body's trying to protect itself from the possible pain. It's really also your ego protecting itself because you have this sense of self-worth which you try to preserve, and your ego will actually try to protect that identity that you've created, even if it's not necessarily helpful for what you're trying to accomplish in life. So just understand the difference between real fear and fear that's created by your ego protecting itself. Now, not to overcomplicate this, that's essentially what fear is. It's just a cycle of stimuli, emotional response, conditioning, and another emotional response. That's how fear works. Understanding this, what you can start to do is just be more conscious. When you experience an emotional state or a physiological state that you're not that happy with or you don't like, instead of just unconsciously responding this way, dissect it in your mind. Just sit back for a second and think, what is causing this? Like, what's the root of this all? And when you find the root of it, you may actually laugh at how silly that is and how it's freezing you in your tracks. So that's how you can use this knowledge of fear and psychological arousal to your advantage to have an edge over people who don't know this. So thank you guys for watching this video. My name's Corey Zender. I help people develop strong and powerful mindsets that are optimal for success, confidence, and love, and creating the life of their dreams and sinking into who they truly are. If you're interested in any of those things, please press the subscribe button. Please drop a comment below and check any of the links in the below video for some of the content I've created. I've written a book called Mind Manifestation, and I've recently created a video course called Mind Manifestation Academy. And it's really gonna help you optimize your life for the way that it should be so you can sink into who you really are. Corey Zender here. Thanks again for watching and checking out.